everybody. Welcome. Here we go. It is that time again. Matt Connarton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Thursday, May 25, 2023. And played a couple songs there to open today's show. Usually we just play one. Once in a while we'll do more than one because we have a great musical guest coming in today in the second hour who not only performs as a solo artist, but he also has a great band. So his name is Kevin Horan, and he's in a band called the Stone Road Band, and we've featured their music a number of times over the past couple of years, actually. I really like that band a lot. They've got some great studio tracks and also a live album called Live at Dusk. So we played their track, End of the Line, and then we played Friend of the Fire solo track from Kevin Horan. And he's coming in today in the second hour, and he's going to bring his acoustic guitar and play some songs for us. He also, you might have heard me mention him, he plays frequently at the Hop Knot, our amazing sponsor at 1000 Elm Street, right across the street. They've got those delicious gourmet pretzels. They have an assortment of craft beer. Thursday nights, they have trivia night. Saturday nights, they have live music from 7 to 9 p.m., and Kevin does play there on many a Saturday night. So that's another reason why you might have heard his name if you are a regular listener of the show. So he's going to be coming in the second hour, and I'm really looking forward to meeting him and hearing him play live for us. I think this is going to be really, really cool. So that's coming up. Also, I believe our friend Eazy-G is going to call in with his vaunted entertainment report. And I know that everyone is always on so much pins and needles for Eazy-G's entertainment report. If you want to get in with, you know what? Before we go any further, too, and for those of you watching online, I'll even hold it up so you can see it. Ron, our friend Ron, true to his word, when I got here to the station, this was waiting for me. It's KISS, 50 Years of Rock's Greatest Showman, this wonderful magazine that Ron had talked about when he called into the show one day. And yes, it was waiting for me when I arrived here today. And in fact, I guess I get to thank him because Ron is on the line. Hello, Ron.
Oh, there, Mr. Connarton. I read a little of it, and I was very interested. I only got to page 49 or something like that, but I really, really wanted to drop it off, and I didn't just want to show up at your show because I know you like to schedule people, and I didn't want to, just drop in. So I'm very glad that's why I'm calling. I'm very glad you found it.
Yes, thank you, Ron. I appreciate this very much. I shall peruse it with rapt attention, and I do appreciate it. For any listeners who don't know, KISS happens to be my favorite band, my all-time favorite band. So, it looks like there's a lot of cool stuff in here. And some pictures.
Hey, Matt,
I haven't seen.
You do what you want, but if you're done reading it and you think you're all set on it, why don't you pass it on to Paulie? Because I know he likes KISS too.
Yes, I don't know. I will. I will see if he wants it when I'm done with it.
If he wants it,
I don't know if he. The way Paul talks about KISS, my impression is that Paul was a big fan growing up, but is not so much a fan now. I think he's a casual fan, but not a diehard fan as I am. So we'll see. I will certainly offer it to him though. When I'm done with it. Absolutely.
Sure. Did you get the other little package that came with that?
I did, yes. The donuts, yes. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate that as well.
All right, my brother.
Sustenance is a good thing. I appreciate it, my friend.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, Ron. Take care. Thank you. Yeah, so there you go. Ron, our very kind friend, he's always been very generous with us here at WMNH, and he's appeared... he's been on with us on Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C on Friday nights, actually quite a few times now. And he's a very kind person. We love Ron, and I do appreciate that magazine tremendously. And I think our friend Eazy-G is on the line. Hello.
Hey, I thought I'd call in because I know you got the guest coming in at 5 o'clock. So.
Yes. Well, this is the time that you usually call in to do your report.
Right. I didn't want to waste any minutes because the guest will be coming in 45 minutes. So.
I know that's how the audience feels as well. I know that everyone listening is going, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into Eazy-G's entertainment report. We're all very excited.
I want to get one quick thing off my chest. I was watching, I might have heard of them, AEW, MJF. I don't know if it was real or not, but it looked like he spit into the crowd. That was really bad if he did that.
That is very bad, especially with COVID, which is still with us to some degree.
That's really disgusting. After that, I shut the TV off. I was just soon after that. I said, that's awful.
But consider this, Eazy-G. Now, to you, that might sound awful, but what if in that crowd of people there was someone there who was such a big fan of MJF that they actually were perfectly happy to be spit on by him?
That's just disgusting.
I agree.
Like that at all.
No, I do agree.
That's off my chest.
I do agree. You should not spit under any circumstances into a crowd of people. And I'm glad that you brought that up because I have to say, Eric, and I commend you for this. I think we've all learned something here today.
Yeah, we don't do that. It's gross.
The more you know. It's what you call a teachable moment.
Yeah, I mean, I know they want to be edgy and stuff, AEW and stuff, be a little more wild than WWE, but I thought that was, out of line.
That was out of line.
I know he's a bad guy,
He is. MJF is a bad guy. Do you know what MJF
he's joking
stands
around
for?
last night saying my contract's up, but everybody knows his contract's not up. He signed, for many more years. He's not going anywhere.
He did sign some sort of an extension, yes, but he likes to talk about the bidding war of 2024.
Right, he's still going to be there. It's just a bunch of talk on the TV.
Just a bunch of talk on the TV.
So anyways, enough of that wrestling crap. We'll head to the more important stuff.
Oh, would you like me to hit your theme music for your report?
Yeah, one more quick thing. I know if somebody's listening there, and this is a big rumor, and it's got to be totally fake news. One more match for Hogan. I mean, nobody's going to sign on to that, especially WWE. Come on, he's 70 years old in August. He's had his day in the sun. He's all done. Come on.
Hulk Hogan, 70 years old and into the double digits in terms of the number of back surgeries that he has endured. And
WWE can allow that.
That would be crazy. I think I did see something online about he was hinting around about something like that, but I'm sure he doesn't mean it. I'm sure he's just working the fans, as they say, working the fans.
Yeah, he's not well liked in WWE anymore. So.
Yeah, I don't think that he could take a body slam. I think he would probably be quite brittle.
Of course not.
Yeah, I don't think it would be good.
All right, enough of that.
Enough of that tomfoolery and chicanery and, dare I say, shenanigans. Are you ready for your report?
Right. Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, good.
He was once a thug from around the way. Easy.
You want to know about stock market crashes, COVID-19, drive-bys, celebrity gossip? Eazy-G's got you. Entertainment report style. That's why I'm easy.
Cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, set, go.
So, for reasons I don't fully understand, apparently Eazy-G could not hear his theme music and hung up because he thought that he'd been disconnected, and then he actually did go ahead and disconnect. Eazy-G, is that you? Hello? Now we can't hear you. Hello? Well, this is a terrible calamity. Something has gone horribly awry. Eazy-G is not connecting. I don't know what happened. We might, and I know this is devastating to even think about, to contemplate, but we might not get one of Eazy-G's entertainment reports today. But hopefully he tries again. He's welcome to try calling again. Oh, here we go. We'll see what happens. Hello?
Hello, yeah, get disconnected somehow. These cell phones, not reliable sometimes.
I think you've been sabotaged, and do you know who I think the saboteur might be? Bruce?
Yeah, you're right,
yeah. Yeah, keep an eye on that guy. Do you ever, serious question, do you ever leave Bruce alone in a room with your cell phone?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't if I were you. You'd probably spit on it. Like
All
MJF. Right. And it probably damaged the internal electronics.
All right, let's go to more interesting topics than that fella.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about him too much because then he really will sabotage you.
True.
Yes. What do you have for us, Eazy-G?
Oh, no music today? Oh, you already played it.
I already played it.
Oh, I must have hung up, yes.
Yes, you didn't hear it, but I did play it.
Oh,
yes.
Here we go. So we'll get right to it because time is a waste here.
Time is a waste.
We're going to dedicate it to the lady that passed away. Why not? The Tina Turner with a long, good life.
Yes.
83 years old. And also, I had written this before. Another famous lady I like, Renee Witherspoon, Legally Blonde, and all kind of dozens of movies.
Renee,
I think more than dozens, hundreds of movies probably over the years.
Do you mean Reese Witherspoon?
Yeah, Renee Witherspoon. Yes.
Oh, Reese's sister. Okay. And did she die also? Renee Witherspoon died?
I think I messed her name up. Everybody knows what it is. Renee.
Renee Witherspoon. Yeah, that's Reese's younger sister.
I spelled it wrong.
Yeah,
not a good speller.
What happened to her? Did she have the Guyana-Herpes flu?
No, I had her on the list before, but I added Tina Turner. Why not?
Did they have?
She passed away yesterday.
Did they have Renee Witherspoon in the death pool on the morning show?
No, not Tina Turner either. Believe it or not.
Not Tina Turner or Renee Witherspoon.
They've already had a couple of people that picked a couple of the people already. I think there are 2 or 3 people that passed away that people have predicted.
Fun fact, I just Googled it. Did you know that Renee Witherspoon was Tina Turner's the president of her fan club?
Hey, anything's possible.
I read it online.
Cameron Gennard said when they won the 2008 2008 media championship, he yelled that out like 10 times. Anything is possible.
Renee Witherspoon, yes, she won the 2008 championship. Very exciting. A big feather in her cap.
I know you remember that. You big sports fan.
I do remember that. Renee,
going on an event coming up next Monday. I believe it's going to be great weather. It's a free event. Bring your friends and your family. I know you'll love this event. It's 2:00 is a parade for the Memorial Day right down Elm Street.
Yes.
It's about 30 minutes, and then they have a nice 30-minute ceremony at Veterans Park. And we have, one of the local bands, not Trinity, but Central, Memorial, or West. And they have a bunch of dignitaries there, and they say a couple words. And it's
dignitaries.
It's a nice thing to do.
Now the
weather's going to be great. So
this is on Monday, on Memorial Day?
Yeah, 2:00, yep.
2:00, very good.
Yeah, and it was funny because one of the questions on the morning show was about cupcakes, and of course I knew the answer was like Green City Cupcakes won the big award years ago in the cupcake contest up in Canada. It was on the Food Channel apparently.
You lost me. There was Renee Witherspoon.
There was a contest years ago for the best cupcake around, and it was up in Canada. They onto the contest, I guess. And it was something to do with the question was it wasn't really Queen City. It was Queen City Cupcake that won the award in Canada, but nothing to do with the question. It had something to do with what war had been on the Food Network, I guess, at a certain date or something, and it was cupcakes.
Oh, right.
I know you weren't there, so it doesn't really make much sense in the conversation here. But
it's the show.
Anyway, Queen City Cupcakes, so tasty on Elm Street. Don't forget, check out. They must be open pretty soon, 11 to 9, because I think next month they do it Creamland on Valley Street. Summertime, they open up till 9 p.m. to get your treats and your ice cream and all that fun stuff.
And Queen City Cupcake is in a new location, correct?
Oh yeah, right down the street where they used to be. Yep.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, where they used to be, another company. Another restaurant moving in there already, so it's great for the city of Manchester.
Yes.
And then they got another event coming up. It's Pride Month next month, as you well know. And sometimes they have a Pride parade. It's on June 17th, and I hear DJ Reckless might be there.
Yes.
And it's Pride Festival at Veterans Park. It's a free event. I think it starts around 11 o'clock. There'll be food. You have to pay for that, obviously. And there'll be music, like I said, with DJ Reckless.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm assuming the bathrooms will be open. They're usually open at Veterans Park when they have an event. And I don't remember what date it's going to be, but they usually have a ceremony outside, and they put the Pride flag up on the City Hall.
By the way,
I went to that one year.
Yes.
I don't know what date that's going to be, but I'm assuming it's going to be up in June.
And by the way, just a reminder, now I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he has much of a shot. But if you're interested in these Pride events, enjoy them while you can. because I do believe that if, on the off chance that Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida is elected president, on day one, he will issue an executive order outline being gay.
Yeah, he's going to run for president, but this gives him something to do, but he has no shot to win.
Right. Yes, that is true. Yeah.
Well, anyway, moving on to another fun activity is movies in the park. It's going to be different places here at Victory Park. They usually have some raffle 50-50, and they have some, they have some food. And it's a great event. It starts at 8 o'clock. And it's obviously a free event for the families and friends. And they would have some food, some ice cream. Obviously you got to pay for it.
Well, yes. And, they don't just hand out free ice cream?
I'm sorry.
They don't just hand out free ice cream? Don't they know this is America? Everyone should have free ice cream. Well then again...
It's not that. It's pretty inexpensive,
Yeah. I
suppose... They're going to have 6 movies. And,
I suppose
if...
June,
if keep talking over each other.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I suppose if we default on our debt, if we go into default as of June 1st, the government wouldn't be able to afford free ice cream for us anyway. So it does make sense to charge for it.
Right. Well, the first movie is on Flag Day. I heard this movie, June 14th, Flag Day, Back to the Future. Then 2 weeks later, they're going to have Top Gun Maverick. And then later on, they're going to have some other flicks. So we'll get into that later. Always get into it now. I guess people know about it. July 12th, The Goonies, July 24th, The Coco. And August 9th, a real classic, E.T. Home.
Now, so do they show primarily classic films? Because it sounds like those are all older films except for Top Gun Maverick, which is the sequel to the original Top Gun.
Yeah, they really show a collection of movies. Actually, people voted online this year, believe it or not.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually.
They wanted to see.
I think that's it.
I
do believe that.
If it's pouring rain, there's no show because they can't set up they can't set up the screen if it's pouring rain. But if it's just drizzling, they might have a possibility to do it. But I would say if it's pouring rain, the event is canceled.
That's always a tricky thing because sometimes it can start out as drizzle and end up in a typhoon.
Yeah, well, that's up to the public television whether they want to put it on or not. So
yes.
It does happen, unfortunately. You already start the show, and then
and then there's a typhoon.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know.
There could be a typhoon at any moment. I could look out the window.
I know
this time of year, the weather gets unpredictable. I could look out the window at any moment, and there could be a typhoon happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, anyways, we went on to a busy lady here, April Kuchman. She's going to be, new music is available now on Spotify.
Oh.
For her song Smoke.
We've played that on the show, I believe.
Yep, and other events are coming up later, so we'll get into that today. And she's back now at the GOAT. She's playing soon, May 29th. I believe that's that's Veterans Day over at the 4 o'clock. And obviously it's a free event, but she'll have a donation jar. And don't forget to tip the staff. Always nice.
Do you also
June 26th she'll be there again.
Do you also have to tip the GOAT?
The GOAT, yeah, there you go.
Oh no, that's cows.
Well, she's got a lot of other.
Sorry, I get confused.
She's got a lot of other shows coming up. As yet, she's announced it, but some of them to be announced, and some of them have been announced, but she hasn't listed a date, so I won't announce it until there's a date available. People want to know what time the show is, obviously.
Yes.
So June 4th, she's going to be at 5 o'clock. I'm sorry, not 5 o'clock. She's going to be there at noontime. Quick Six, it's where crew. I always mess that name up. Where Tim Baines. Where
Tim Baines.
Robert Baines plays up in Maine. Quick, I believe.
Is he related to Tim? To Tim Baines?
No, but that's where he's going to play. I think it's around the same area. It's a free event, obviously.
Oh, I think that
June 14th.
They should form an acoustic.
Right here in town. Concord, 5 o'clock. Another free event, Courtyard at Marriott. And then she's playing in Stratford, Massachusetts at 5 o'clock, Independence Inn. Another free event on 25th of June. Then she's playing right here in Manchester at the Foundry at 6 o'clock on May 26th.
Wait, who are we talking about?
At 4:30.
April Cushman?
She's playing Hopkins Concord at Cider Company.
Are we talking about April Cushman?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Robert Baines.
No, May 28th he's playing the Rivershed in Killington, Vermont, and that's May 20th, and that's at noontime.
Rivershed. Make sure you pronounce that correctly on the radio, Easy.
Yep, and then she's got more music coming soon. She's working with a top producer that's helped out a lot of other top acts. So more songs are going to be on their way. Oh yeah, we got a little gig. We got another gig coming up at lady Jasmine Maine. She's going to be at Maine.
Jasmine.
I believe that's man.
Not Jasmine.
MANN. Yes, Cafe Laurent in the North End.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Blake's used to be. It's right down the street from the back room with the chicken tenders.
Yes, I know exactly
She'll
where
be
that
there
is.
this Sunday for the brunch at 11 a.m. to 1.
She'll be having brunch?
Oh, she'll be singing while people have brunch. That's the brunch hour.
Oh, the brunch hour.
Yeah. And hasn't been much news about Amanda McCarthy. I think she's still working on a new album, their music, and then she's released that on Spotify, Apple platforms. Christine Veach is released all that stuff. And
Christian Veach.
Oh, another Smoke and Mirrors.
I know you can
a lot
say
of smoke going around.
Christian Veach. Christian Veach is his name.
Yes.
Veach. Christian Veach.
Right.
I know you can do it.
Anyways, wrap it up now. We got some shows coming up for Katie Dobbins. You might have heard of that lady.
Yes, my dad went and saw her live.
Yeah, 6:30. A Songwriters Roundup. $10 or $15 tickets, and they're available on sale right now in Meredith. And then she's going to be, June 8th is going to be at Improv Vision, a jazz trio pianist Michael Arnott. And then she's going to be, flip the page here. She's going to be...
Flip the page.
June 28th is a big one, 6 o'clock, Songwriters Roundup with Jackie Therian and Ali Baudry. So if you haven't seen Ali Baudry, go to see her in Meredith, and tickets are $10 to $15.
Uh-huh.
And then we can probably play this next week because on May 26th, she's got a song coming out real soon here, tomorrow. And it's going to be Seasons Change. And she's working on 4 more songs. So all these artists are working on songs. That's great. New song. People like the new stuff. And, we might as well add this in because you can get tickets for this event, April Christmas again. September 25th, tickets are on sale. It's for... Indian Ranch, Zach Brown Tribute Band, Trailer Trash, funny band, Garlic Live, Annie Brossett, and you get tickets at IndianRanch.com, and the gates are at 11 o'clock, and shows at noon. And this event's in August, but 18th, but still, tickets are available. Joe Nichols Manson, and, 4-ticket general admission is $48 a day of the show, and $58 ahead of time. No,
I'm sorry. Did you say
$55 a day at the show and $48 ahead of time?
Did you say
including shipping and handling? It's
Joe?
called the Range Masson. Doors are at 6, shows at 7.
Did you say
so
Joe Nichols?
Pay more the day of the show.
Did you say Joe Nichols is touring with Manson?
No, Joe Nichols Manson. That's his name. Mason.
Oh, I thought it was the country artist Joe Nichols, and he was touring with Marilyn Manson.
No, Joe Nichols and his other group. Yeah, Joe Nichols and another group called Manson, Mason.
Mason. That would be Mason.
Mason, yes.
You can understand
Joe
my
Nichols
confusion.
Is a big name, and I guess his name is Joe Nichols Manson, I think.
Joe Nichols Manson.
I'll check on that next week. Maybe there's 2 acts. I'll check on that.
It's
called the Range. That's what it is. The Range Manson. That's what I got mixed up.
I just Googled it.
Apparently, Range Manson.
Apparently, Marilyn Manson is trying to rehabilitate his image, so he's changed his name to Joe Nichols Manson, and he's now a country artist.
I'll check that for next week. I guess I mixed up. But tickets are available at rangemanson.com.
I figured it out.
And also, you can get $500 VIP tickets before at a table, and you can get the Skybox. And those tickets are on sale.
$500.
Maybe that's his last name. I'll check that for next week.
$500 for the VIP? Boy, I can't even say on the radio what I would expect for that kind of money.
Yeah, we get tickets in the Skybox, and you probably get wait staff and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I would imagine.
They come to your seat. I got that at the years ago, 2001, when I got some tickets from the owner at where I was working at back in the day, and it got me tickets for the game, and it was people come to your seat, waitress and waiters, like 20 rows from the field at Celtics game, and had free parking downstairs, and that was unbelievably fun.
Wow. Was that the best day of your life?
I'll never get those tickets again.
So it was the best day of your life. You peaked in that moment? Is that what you're saying?
It was fun. I don't know the best day of my life, but it was a lot of fun having people come to you. You don't have to go to them. It was like 20 rows from the action.
Would you say Eazy-G top 5 in terms of days of your life? Top 5?
Oh, I don't know about that. It was just a fun day,
Top 10? Top 10 of your favorite days? Best days of your life?
Definitely.
Definitely in the top 10, yeah.
definitely. I don't remember if they won a loss, but it was fun
Mm-hmm.
going there. Don't have to worry about parking because you get free parking right under the arena.
Wow, pretty fancy.
Yeah. All right, so I'll check that next week about the name. Where's another band?
Joe Nichols Manson.
Maybe I
Yes.
just messed up.
Yep.
We'll talk about that next week.
He
so
does. He's still.
I put your song down that you like there this week for Amanda McCarthy. You like the that song. I forget what the name of it is now.
Sunset, my favorite Amanda McCarthy song.
Oh yeah, one of your favorites. So we'll end it with that.
And Eric.
Time to wrap up for your next act coming on the radio.
Eric, who produced that? Do you remember who produced that?
Oh, it was Christian,
not Christine. Christian Veach.
Christian, yes.
Produced
Yes,
Sunset.
he did.
Yes. All right. Very good. Well, yes, we will.
All righty. We'll try, like the guy says on the ESPN after. Yeah, he says, forget the name. Oh, I'm butchering this. He says, I'll try to do better the next time.
Is that what he says? Is that his tagline? I'll try to do better the next time?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the show, but it's on ESPN. There.
I thought it was
what's going on for the half-an-hour show.
I thought it was Boom Goes the Dynamite. I might have him confused with someone. I'm not really a sports guy. All right, Eazy-G, thank you so much. We'll let you go, and I will play this wonderful track from Amanda McCarthy. All right, bye-bye. Yeah, by the way, I did look it up online. Joe Nichols Manson, that is his new name. And he's crossed over into country music. And apparently he still plays The Beautiful People, but now with a little bit of twang. It's very exciting. All right, here it is, as requested by our friend Eazy-G. I do love this song. This is my favorite Amanda McCarthy song. This is Sunset. We'll give this a listen, and then we'll come back and we'll get into some stuff, some news of the day. And don't forget, coming up in the second hour, we have a great musical guest in studio. Kevin Horan will be here with us live. But here's some Amanda McCarthy. This is called Sunset.
I've run out of fingers to count the years. Song by song, I lose my voice. Had a few Prince Charmings since you've been here, but I still see you sunset on you now. Sunset on you now.
That is from Alive at Dusk. And we just happen to have here, let me get that mic up for you there. Kevin Horan is here on the couch with us in studio. Oh,
Hello.
I got to adjust that camera. Hi, Kevin.
Hello. How are you?
There we go. Now we can see you.
I'm over here.
Right there. There we go. Perfect. All right. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
So kind of funny. We were talking off air, and I was just telling you that we've actually been playing your music on the show for a couple of years, and surprise, you've been getting airplay here.
Super cool.
Yeah. Because we like to feature artists that are regular performers at the Hop Knot. You're gonna be there coming up, right? You've got a show coming up there, or do you?
I'm definitely there within the next month or so.
I was going to say,
sure.
yeah.
I'm there pretty often.
Seems like every 6 weeks or so I see you pop up on the schedule. So yeah. And, some of the artists who perform there, we can't necessarily play on the show because they're, a lot of them only do covers or, so they don't really have any studio tracks online or there's an artist, somebody who was there who was kind of almost like a light jazz kind of thing. And it's like, that's not really appropriate for the show. But I just say all that to say your music is awesome and perfect for the show. Not only your solo stuff, but the stuff with Stone Road Band, which you had mentioned to me off air is no longer together.
Yeah, it's the stuff you were just playing. I haven't heard that in a while. It was nice to hear, but I missed those guys. But it just I'm up here in New Hampshire. Two of the guys were down in Rhode Island where we started.
Yeah.
And then another guy down in Mass. So life just takes over. But we're all in good terms. So everything's cool. But
good. Yeah. And some of those songs, or I assume, or maybe all of them, I don't know. I mean, do you still play those solo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
Were you the chief songwriter in that band?
Yeah, as far as lyrically and chord structure, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and then those guys came in and brought all their magic to making the song sound real and cool.
Yeah, really good stuff. Really good stuff. Now, do you always these days? Is it always just you solo acoustic, or do you ever have anyone else with you?
It's mostly me.
Yeah. Do you do a mix of covers and originals, or do you have enough originals to kind of fill the night? Or?
I have enough originals to do a night. That said, I play a lot of breweries and restaurants, things like that. So breweries have been wonderful to artists and local musicians in that, like, they let us play our original music, and they're looking to do. I mean, they're kind of a whole new thing in and of itself, So. They're looking for new, cool things to make their brewery seem a little more interesting, and they let us do original music, which is really cool. So but I blend it, I mix it in, but I try to do covers that maybe you don't hear all the time.
Right.
But
do you do any covers that are kind of obscure enough where some people might not realize it's a cover, where you have somebody come up to you and say, "Hey, I really like that song," and they have no idea that it's not yours? Yeah,
maybe like a Fish song or two or something like that. Not everybody knows Fish, and I do some Fish once in a while, and stuff like that. Yeah. That's cool. How many songs do you know? Can you put a number on it? More than 100, as far as what you probably yeah. But I run through probably a batch of like 40 songs, and then I try to rotate things in and out once in a while. Yeah. And you also give music lessons, correct? I was looking at your website. I got my hands in a handful full of different things. I stay pretty busy. I do. I'm lucky. I got a lot of really great, talented young budding musicians that I get to work with on pretty much a daily basis. So I teach private lessons, guitar and drums. Mm-hmm. And then I also have been doing these. I've had some wonderful opportunities with the town of Pelham, Manchester, and Merrimack. And I've been doing these rock band camps where I bring kids together. So like a group of maybe 4 to 5 kids all together in one room, and no experience necessary, but they just kind of come in, and I just try to pick basic rock songs, and they come in and, I want to play the guitar, I want to play the drums, and we kind of mix it up. And as we go, they slowly learn these rock songs, and then by the end of the program or what have you, they know how to play some music. So
cool.
And some of them have stayed on, and so we've been able to kind of morph the band. And I'm happy to say that we got some really fun stuff planned for the summer, and
nice.
I think we're going to do a little show at the end of the summer. So
it's
gonna
very
be cool. Yeah.
How many kids?
Right now, I've been doing Merrimack for about 6 months or so, and it's been running around like 10 kids.
Okay.
But I break it up into 2 groups. We got ages 8 to 10, and then we do 11 to 14.
Okay.
So Pelham's going to be more of, it's kind of the same structure, and then Manchester as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting this summer.
With that, do you ever run into any kids who are, in theory, anyone can learn to play an instrument, but do you ever run into a kid who's just like, wow, we have a prodigy here. This kid learns fast.
I had a student right. So I started this right in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
And left the corporate world and decided to try some new stuff, and felt like this was more me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was doing virtual lessons with this young kid, and he was like, yeah, I've taken some guitar lessons with a couple other people. It hasn't really worked out. And so they wanted to try my style. It got to the point where I was just like showing up on these Zoom things with him, like he was entertaining me. And I'm just
really?
Like,
yeah.
Dude, I think there's probably somebody else out there, because I'm more like chord structure and
sure.
and teaching, how to become the music and, get into that kind of stuff. And he was just like, solos. And I'm like, all right, buddy, somebody else is gonna take the reins from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was probably, he must have been like 9 or 10.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
But all the kids I work with, they all are in different stages, and it's really fun to watch. Like, some kids, they struggle for a little bit, and then all of a sudden something just clicks. Like I've had some kids that join the rock band.
Yeah.
And sitting in my band room and just listening to me go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's that it's fine, but like to play with other people, it puts some things into context a little bit more for the kids. And
yeah,
so I've seen some kids like really like, holy moly, dude! Just like 3 weeks ago, you were struggling with this, and now you're doing fills, and
yeah,
it's cool. It's really cool to watch.
That's got to be really satisfying.
It is.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm lucky in a lot of the things that I do.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, so Kevin Horan is here if you're just joining us, and he's going to play for us, and I'm looking forward to hearing you play live. I'll have to. We have no way to really sound check ahead of time, but can you I ride the faders. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
That guitar sounds nice.
Yeah, thank you. It's a Martin.
Somebody else was in here with a Martin guitar recently. Might have been, do you know Andrea Paquin? I think it was Andrea who was...
I might recognize... I see a lot of the names
around
town for sure.
Yeah, you'd probably recognize her if you saw her.
That's the fun thing about playing all these breweries and things. I've become friends with a lot of really other great musicians, songwriters. My good friend Ali Beaudry and Paul Nelson. And, good friends of mine that have been really fun to get to know.
I think I've met Paul Nelson. And Allie, it's funny, believe it or not, I don't think I've ever met Allie Beaudry, but I hear about her all the time.
She is a delight.
Yeah, and we've played her music. She's got a great song called "Why I'm Not With You" that we've played on the show that is so good.
Yeah. She and her husband run a brew bus as well.
Bill Seeney's her husband, right?
Yeah, the trivia guy.
Yeah.
Who's a laugh riot. I love talking with him. But they're actually. So this is a good little segue. So I got 3 brothers, one of which is my younger brother Sean, and tomorrow is his 40th birthday.
Oh.
And I reached out to him and asked if there was anything that he requested for me to play today as kind of a birthday song. So I'm going to play this song for him. So but speaking of Allie, and they're taking us out on a brew tour on Saturday to celebrate his 40th. So
very cool.
Looking forward to it. But yeah, so I'm going to play a song that he really likes. It's one that I actually remember and know. So this one's called "Friend of the Fire." Bear with me. It's been a little while on this one.
No worries.
It's all my fault. One trip and fall. Can anyone see I'm still here? Buried alive with my own fear. Take away time and all its progress, just to feel safe in my own way. Tick, tick, boom. Seem like swimming across the water. Time's left to burn you there harder. Can anyone see me from here? It's getting so hard to think clear. Just look through life and all its madness, drift away and find a home. Come watch it burn down slowly, and you can fade away. It's up to you to stop the fire in its bed. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Just look at me, in spite of you, I've carried along, I've made it through. Oh, now, come watch it burn down slowly, and you can fade away. It's up to you to stop the fire and its fail. Yeah, now. Hey, no, hey, no, yeah. Ooh, come watch it burn down slowly, and you can fade away. It's up to you to stop the fire and its flame. Now, come watch it burn down and fade away. It's up to you to stop the fire and its
Very nice.
Hello.
Listeners don't know why we're laughing, because I'm sure the mics didn't pick that up, but that was so perfect. Just as Kevin finished the song, we heard a horn outside that was quite musical.
Yes.
How perfect was the timing?
Yes, most excellent.
If you're just joining us, Kevin Horan is here with us live in studio, sounding phenomenal. Love that song. We've played the studio version of that on the show.
Oh, thank you.
Great stuff. And this must be your brother. Sean Timothy Horan is in the Facebook live chat. and says, "I chose the most uplifting jam."
Yeah, it's that's a darker one, but I like it. It's been a while. I haven't played that one in a while, so it was fun to.
Yeah. That's really good. Do you want to play another one?
Yeah, let's do it. All right. I've been working on some new stuff finally, so I'm gonna play a new song.
Cool.
It's called "Strange Places." Catching fire with your hand, hold it tight till it feels right. Make it harder than we need to. And now it's all gone wrong. Let's take the fall. It's time to break out all our secrets. And now we'll see ourselves and draw some of the dots between the lines. It seems when all life changes, mistakes stay safely in the comfort of the space they live. So if the fight can't hate us, the worst can break us, and the broken record break us in. Hold tight, I'm gonna get it right now. The end is just the first to make you feel alright. Hold on, somehow, oh now there's reason to believe we'll come breaking out. The strangest place to be, where it all falls down. All fall down. Oh, oh, oh. So in and out now, we breathe together 'cause we're nervous. And now we're sending out a rescue. Will someone please just take the call? And if it feels like somehow we might lose control, look around, the only way for us to go. Well, hold tight, gonna get it right now. The end is just the first to make you feel alright. Hold on, somehow, or well, there's reason to believe that we'll come breaking down. The strangest place to be is where it all falls down. No, it falls down. Gonna get it right now. Oh, no, no.
That's a hit, dude.
Thank you.
No, for real, I love the energy of that one.
Thank you.
That's really good, catchy as hell.
Thanks. That's one that I said it's new, but I actually kind of wrote it like a couple years ago during COVID.
Yeah.
In bits and pieces, and it was actually a completely different song.
Really?
With a completely different chord structure behind it, but I came up with this chord structure, and it kind of reminded me of that song that I never really quite attached myself to.
Yeah.
And something about the feel of it, and I was like, I wonder if I just swap out some words and stuff, and then maybe I can save some time and not have to write all these lyrics.
Right, yeah.
So, but yeah, thank you.
Oh, I love it. So there's no studio recording of that yet. You haven't.
No. I'm hoping within the next year. I really want to do a solo album.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet, but I've got hopefully something in the works soon.
Yeah, we live in a time where you've got so many options, you know, as far as a lot of artists I interview now, they do, they kind of, you know, in terms of choosing whether to do singles or an album or a lot of artists now, they kind of do it both ways. You know, they'll put out a series of singles that will eventually become an album.
Yes,
you know,
that's actually what the last thing the Stone Road Band did was we had like, I can't remember how many are on it. It's like 5 or 6 tunes that became an EP, but it was still COVID times and we were trying to, because we were all spread out, like how do we play together? And we started doing just virtual recordings. I recorded something to a click and then sent it off to our drummer, and then he added to it, and we just kind of pieced it together and then sent it off to a producer to mix and master. And then we just started releasing single, and then it became an EP.
Yeah. So those songs, so in other words, those songs were recorded without you actually being together in studio.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Totally.
It's, I always say, you know, I mean, the pandemic was awful but you know, we have to find those silver linings where we can. And I've always said that at least it happened at a time when we have all this technology.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if it had been, say, the 1980s, you know, it would have been a lot different.
Be stuck at home playing Pong.
Oh yeah. I imagine myself in the basement digging out VHS tapes of movies to watch with the family. You know.
Yeah.
So to have it happen, at least, you know, in a time where we have all the technology, where you know, a lot of and especially with musicians, a lot of musicians really taking that opportunity to create, and also too, a lot of musicians who were used to playing out, who all of a sudden didn't have any shows, who were like, well, all right, well, I guess I'll make some music if I can't go out and play, and record like the process that you described with the Stone Road Band, you know. So that's remarkable.
I think it pushed a lot of people into different forms of creativity. It if anything, it fostered more creativity because there was a lot to think about at that time too. There was a lot going on in 2020 and you know, then of course 2021, but so there was definitely a lot to write about. That's for sure.
Exactly. Like I say, we got to find those silver linings where we can.
Absolutely. I'm doing what I'm doing now and might not have.
Yeah, there you go. By the way, Jenny really enjoying the music. She said that song is so awesome. And Miriam Banish also joins us in the chat room and says, "Wow, this is cool." So you've got some new fans there.
Excellent. Thank you.
You want to play another one?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Dying to hear more.
Thanks. So this one, I went out to my wife and I took a trip to Ireland and Amsterdam last summer.
Yeah.
And I gotta tune this up, but anyhow, it had been, you know, a long couple of years, obviously, for everybody. And it was like this really nice, wonderful getaway to just get out of here and go experience some new things. And my folks were over there and they were spending time in Ireland. So I got to spend some really special time with my folks and where we came from, you know, the Horans.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm kind of rambling because I'm trying to tune my guitar.
It's all good.
But we, the two of us took a little special trip across over to the Netherlands and went to Amsterdam for, I think, 4 days.
Oh, nice.
And just really took in the culture and what was around us. We had never been anywhere like that. And there was the place that we were staying, the gentleman had left a guitar with a capo on the 5th fret.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, I never really play with a capo. And so we were just kind of sitting around hanging out. And anyhow, I started playing around and this riff kind of came out of it. And so I kind of started playing with it and out came this song. So I've been playing this a little bit this year. It's called Drift.
Okay.
I talk a lot when I'm nervous, so sorry.
It's all good.
magic, take a little something, drift and roll away. Burn a little time instead. Something in the shadows set me back and made me think again. I'm getting lost, oh. Next time that you find me, I'll be howling at the moon. Oh, I'm getting lost, oh, 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 oh. Cross that line and find my way from all that I knew. Ooh, 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 ooh. Climb so high to see the road I've walked behind and all that's out in front of me. Oh, out here I'm clear and feel freer than a bird dip diving, gently carried by the breeze. I'm getting lost, oh. If you can find me, I'll be smiling halfway to the moon. Oh, I'm getting lost, oh, 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 oh. Now draw a line and find myself away from all I knew. Does it feel so real? Could it be any further from my mind? Is it me they see? Do they even realize that I'm getting lost, oh. If you can find me, I'll be up there bouncing around the moon. Oh, well, I'm getting lost, oh, 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 oh. I cross that line and find myself away from all I knew. I'm getting lost, I'm getting lost, whoa. I'm getting lost, oh, 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 oh. Cross that line, but I'll be fine because I'm on the move. Ooh, 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 ooh,
Oh, that is beautiful.
Thank you very much.
What's that called again?
It's called Drift.
Drift. Oh, that is really nice. That is really nice. If you're just joining us on the program, Kevin Horan is with us live in studio today on Matt Connarton Unleashed. By the way, a new name in the chat room, Ali Sini, who I believe is also known professionally as Ali Beaudry.
Yes, indeed. That's my lovely friend.
She is in the chat room. And of course, her husband, Bill Sini, does trivia on the morning show on Wednesdays, the morning show with Peter White, which is weekday mornings, 7 to 9 a.m. And Bill Sini does the trivia on there. He used to do it at our sponsor, the Hop Knot, but I think he got too busy. So now they have Broderick Lang, who does trivia there on Thursday nights. And today is Thursday. So I should remind you, of course, if you want to sign up for trivia, just make sure you register ahead of time because those spots fill up very, very quickly. And also, too, they have live music every Saturday night. And Kevin is a frequent guest at the Hop Knot. I probably have, because I know I mentioned it earlier and you weren't sure of the date, right? The next time you're there?
Yeah, I'm not. I want to say maybe it's in July, actually, but it might be June.
I might have it here. You were just there recently, weren't you?
When the radio show host knows your schedule better than you do.
I've got to get an updated schedule from Kenny because this show's May 13th, which obviously already went by.
Okay, yeah. I think it's the end of July.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get an updated schedule from Kenny, but yeah, that's very cool, very cool. You want to play one more?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, all right. I do this one a lot, but I like it a lot, and I'm nervous, so I'm going to play something that I know. This is a song I wrote in the woods with my dog Brutus, so I called it Brutus. And I don't know if time or knows time exists. Mind the movement, but I can't resist. A poetry born to a man so sad he's eager to jump in his up and have. Now I'll try drink up what you got, take another leap to the other side. Well, I feel like love and I see a lot of hate going around. We come together to sinner and hope to be found. Well, it's easier to stay on the ground. Yeah, no, we're never lost, but always deaf, dumb and bound. Yeah, no, to get along. Ha! Oh, yeah. Fighting the fire, but the smoke exists. Quite disconcerting if you don't see what you already missed. Well, it's a shame when you're buried alive. If you don't jump, you'll never get high. No one wants you take down what you got, make another leap to the other side. Well, I feel like love and I see a lot of hate going round. We come together just to sinner and hope to be found. Well, it's easier to stay on the ground. Yeah, no, we're never lost, but always deaf, dumb and bound. Oh, no, well, ooh, yeah. Now, don't you feel sane? Ooh, yeah, well, don't you feel safe? Ooh, yeah, well, don't you feel strange? Yeah, no, whoa. Yeah! This time exists. Fighting the movement, but I can't resist. It's a shame when you're buried alive. Yeah, if you don't jump, you'll never get high. No, what you take down, you got, take another leap to the other side. Well, I feel a lot of love and I see a lot of hate going around. We come together just to sit and hope to be found. Well, it's easier to stay on the ground. Oh, no, we're never lost, but always deaf, dumb and bound. Oh, no, well, it's easier to stay on the ground. We're never lost, but somehow we end up found. Well, it's easier to stay on the ground. Oh, no, we're never lost, but always deaf, dumb and bound. No, get around, no, let you go, how? Oh no, won't you? Oh no, I want you. Oh no, won't you? Oh no, a little loud, let me down to say I'm on what you got. Oh no, oh, yeah, no.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thanks, man.
That is Kevin Horan. He is here with us live in studio on Matt Connarton Unleashed from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM. And Allie says June 24, you are at the Hop Knot.
There it is. Thank you, Allie.
Thank you, Allie. And she also said a gorgeous version of Drift that you played earlier.
Thank you very much.
And here's someone you might know, Norma Horan.
I know that lady.
Says it's as if you're right here in the living room.
Hey-o. Hey, Mom.
Very nice. Very nice. Good to have supportive parents.
They've been coming out to my shows since I was in marching band and concert band and all the band, and now they're listening to me on the radio and still coming out to see me play. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, we will take a break and we'll let Kevin settle in and get comfortable, and then we're going to come back and chat for a bit. And we'll show some love to our amazing sponsors, of course. But as we go to break, I'm going to play another track from Kevin's old band, the Stone Road Band, the album Alive at Dusk. This is called So High Above. I don't think I've played this one yet. Well, let's give this a listen. And Kevin Horan is here, so don't go anywhere. Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Welcome back, everybody, as we cruise into our final segment today of Matt Connarton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM. What am I hearing? Oh, I'm hearing your phone.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't even know I had my phone on.
No worries.
Good call.
I didn't know.
I didn't even know.
That's a first. Oh, that was funny. I didn't know. I was like, I'm hearing myself from a few seconds ago. No, it's all good. It's all good. Kevin Horan is with us live in studio this afternoon on Matt Connarton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Thursday, May 25, 2023, and Kevin Horan is with us on the couch. He's going to be performing live at the Hop Knot, our amazing sponsor, on June 24th. By the way, today is Thursday, which means tonight is trivia night at the Hop Knot. Very popular feature there. If you're going to participate, starts at 7 p.m. Just make sure you call ahead to reserve a spot because those spots do fill up very, very quickly. But our friend Kevin does play there. You've played there quite a bit. I mean, do you know how many times you've played at the Hop Knot? Probably in the double digits, right?
Probably, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It seems like I can tell you're a popular act there because you show up on the schedule quite a bit.
Yeah, I think it's been a couple years now that I've been playing there.
Yeah, it's great. And of course, they've got those delicious gourmet pretzels and the assortment of craft beer. And
that marshmallow one they got with the chocolate marshmallow. Oh man.
Do you have a favorite?
That'd be the one. That would be the one. I think. I know they got like a good pizza one, I think, as well. But yeah, I definitely love that. Because when I get out of there, I'm usually pretty hungry at the end of a gig. So I'll usually grab that and take that home.
Yeah, that's my favorite is the pizza pretzel.
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. By the way, so you were mentioning we were talking a little bit off air, and I'd mentioned one of the songs from the band that you were in, the Stone Road Band, and your cousin was the lead guitar player. You said,
yeah, my cousin Mike.
Yeah, amazing. We were talking about that song "Breakdown" and the solo at the end, which is just so nasty, you know, in the best possible way.
Yeah, I know he's my cousin, but I always like, dude, that's like, if we were famous, that'd be like an iconic guitar solo.
For real.
It's like that good.
Absolutely.
he's that good.
Absolutely. And you told me too, that was the first band he was ever in?
First band. Yep.
Now,
we started as a cover band, and so we kind of got to learn to play together that way. And then I lost my mind a little bit and started writing a lot of my own stuff and said, hey, I know we're all like in our late 30s and early 40s, but you guys want to start an original band?
Yeah.
And then we took it from there.
Wow. Yeah, he's amazing. Now what about the other guys? Were they already experienced musicians at that point?
Yeah. Brian Lowe was our drummer. And he grew up in Keene. And so I think he was in a million bands in Keene.
Oh, okay.
And then moved down to Rhode Island, and he was just like, I'm a drummer. I actually started, my first instrument was drums.
Oh, okay.
And so it was always very important to me because I play very rhythmic and percussive. That's why I play a lot of acoustic guitar. But it was really important to me to have a really, really good drummer.
Yeah.
And because in my opinion, that's what really brings a band and takes it to another level. And he was one of those guys that just like studied all forms of drumming, and just every song was just this different, like, oh, I think I'm going to try like a Louisiana shuffle on this. I'm like, dude, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. As long as it sounds cool. And he would do it and just be like that.
Right.
And then Phil Smith was our bass player. He's in another band called Tyrone Shoelaces, and he's just one of those master bass players that can just, oh man, he just plays so melodically, and he plays counter melodies to what I was doing with my voice and my chord structures, and so it really made for a very unique very full sounding 4-piece rock band.
Yeah. Now you don't. So you lived in Providence then, or
we did for like 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you moved back up here, or you moved. Where are you from originally?
How long is this show? I grew up in Columbus, Ohio, and my parents are originally from New England. They're from Massachusetts, and my dad went to Ohio State, OH, and the Ohio State, my bad, and then got a job and had me and my three brothers. And anyway, so as we started to get a little older, all of our family was out here, and we started gravitating towards coming out to New England. And but at one point, so when I met my wife, who's from here in New Hampshire, she went to grad school to become a speech language pathologist. So we actually moved to Cleveland. So we did some bouncing around. So I've lived out here for about 20 years, but left for we went to Cleveland for 2 years. And then that, because of what I was doing for work at the time, brought me to Providence, Rhode Island. And then ultimately back here.
Now, were you playing music actively in Cleveland?
No, we had, we just got married when we moved to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And I was still very much wrapped up in the corporate world and doing that kind of, I used to, it's funny, I do this kind of stuff now, but I look back and I used to wear like, the button-up shirt, just the nice cut hair and all that stuff. And but yeah, I was doing that for a while. And so I just kind of, when we got engaged and married and all that, I just kind of dug in my heels into what I was doing for work and didn't really play a lot of music. But when we were in Cleveland, I think that's when I started, because she was at school all the time. And so it was just me and Brutus hanging around all the time in Cleveland, Ohio. So it was like, what do I do? And so I would go and sit in the back room and just try to get creative in the evenings after work. And I think that's when I really started to, because I'd always been a drummer in bands and I had done some writing, but that's, I think, when I really learned how to start writing songs. So then when I got to Providence and was now living in the first like artsy scene I'd ever lived in my life.
Yeah.
Which then that's, we started the band, and then it sparked all this creative energy, which then it took, all right, well, I've been working on this stuff for the last couple of years. And so I wasn't playing out, and I wasn't, active in the community or anything, but then, until we came to Rhode Island.
So what was the music scene like in Providence?
Rich, just really rich in art, music, and poetry, just like anything. It was like kind of a dream come true I never pictured myself in Providence, Rhode Island, but then again, I never pictured myself in Cleveland, Ohio either.
Right.
And I grew up in Ohio. I grew up in Columbus, but back in the 80s and 90s, Cleveland was not a place you went. But we fell in love with Cleveland, and then Rhode Island was just, it's like, I grew up just always being so fascinated by music, the culture of music, the culture of like the whole hippie movement in the 60s and all that. I grew up thinking, like I look at bands like the Beatles, like I love their music, but I almost find them and what they did as a band more interesting than their music in some ways. And anyway, that's all to say that when we came to Providence, it was this big, vast community of people. Like, you show up to an open mic and people would just sit in with you and play. And it was like really, really talented. Like, holy moly, these people should be on the radio. And And I think that just really pushed me to want to write, like, as best as I could.
Right. I can relate to what you were saying about the Beatles. Because I kind of feel that same way. Like, I'm more interested in them as people and creating and their process of creating than the music itself. And that's something I only just kind of figured out about myself recently, is that I can, even if it's a band I don't necessarily care for, I can enjoy hearing them interviewed or watching a documentary because I'm still interested in the process, even if I'm not necessarily a big fan of their music. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm totally the same way. I remember I just don't like the Eagles. I just never
really
connected to that. It was just not my thing. But I remember seeing a documentary on them and just being like roped in. Just like, shh, what? I just love music history and how bands interact and come together and come apart and fall apart and, drop like flies.
There's a Beach Boys document, or maybe it's primarily about Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson doc on Amazon.
I don't think it's that one. The one that I'm thinking of, I watched with my dad, which was a long time ago, because I think the one you're referencing is newer.
Okay, yeah.
I think. But I was fascinated by, and I was never a big Beach Boys fan, but I was just really fascinated by the dynamic of, they weren't getting along. And there's a point in the documentary where they explain that when the Beach Boys were touring, and this was at the point where they all had facial hair, so it wasn't, so it was a little bit later in their career. But they weren't getting along, and there were basically two factions within the band. There was the Mike Love faction and the Brian Wilson faction, and they would actually enter from opposite sides of the stage when it was time to go on. So the two factions didn't even have to directly hang out or interact. And I've always been fascinated by that, because to me, I've been in a lot of bands, and a couple of the bands, there might have been a little bit of drama, nothing major, but of course nothing ever where no fame or lots of money either. So I think that's where a lot of the drama comes from, right?
Probably
the big egos. But I've always been fascinated by the idea of people making music together while actively not getting along, because it seems so strange, because it seems like making music is an intimate thing. And how do you go on stage with somebody you can't even stand to talk to off stage?
It's just interesting.
But then you got to go on stage and make music with them. And then I wonder too, just things about like making a set list.
Yeah.
Like, who makes a set list? Like, do you all get together and go over it? Is that like the one time of day where you all get along just long enough to make a set list?
Or it's just like, I guess we're doing this for 2 hours.
Yeah. I've always been,
is interesting.
Yeah. Fascinated by that.
I'm lucky in that. Yeah. I haven't really, I think one of my earlier bands when I was in my like 2021, that was all just like, we're 2021. So we had egos the size of this room. But Stone Road Band was definitely like, and I think because we were older, it was more like family, like our wives were friends and all that kind of stuff. And it was like this kind of means to bring people together and have a good time, and we were kind of brothers in that way. I think just musically we connected, and and maybe outside of that we might not have like all come together and in other circumstances, but just something brought us together musically that just but yeah, I do wonder like how, like I think I grew up, my favorite band growing up when I was a kid, my first concert I ever went to was, rock concert I ever went to was Aerosmith.
Yeah.
And I just think about like Steven Tyler and Joe Perry and that toxic relationship that they've had for years. But I like toxic relationships, they keep coming back together and breaking apart and back together. But I don't know how you connect on stage that way. It's interesting.
Well, somebody left a listener left a magazine for me because my all-time favorite band is Kiss. And, and a listener left this for me here at the station, and of course it's legendary. The original lineup not always getting along.
Yeah.
And and then they did the big reunion, and then of course the original guys are out of the band again. And but it's I've always been fascinated by that element. But what's your trajectory in terms of, are you just going to continue, do you think, to remain as a solo artist, or do you think you might get another band going, or even get the Stone Road Band going again? Or do you have plans, or are you just taking it as it comes?
I've like I was saying earlier, is that I have my hands in so many different things right now where I'm teaching. I work in a school during the day, actually.
Yeah.
And then and then once I'm out of school, then I bust right out, and then I'm either teaching private lessons, or I'm teaching guitar classes, or the rock band camps.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends I'm running around town gigging, and so it's been a lot, but I feel that creative pull to make something new, and I think it's probably going to be ultimately to start probably a solo album of some sort, and I would like to find some people to make some music together with, for sure, because I just miss that element of I think it just makes you a better writer and better performer, because you've got something to play off of, and whatever that person on guitar is feeling that day is going to come back at you and inspire something, whether it's good or bad. So I miss that. But at the core of it, like running a band and directing a band, that can also be very difficult. But I'm kind of an insane person, so I do I like to torture myself and put like 1,000 projects in front of me and try to figure out how to do it all at once.
I can relate to that. But it's hard with a band. You've got to work with everybody's schedules,
and then you got to deal with my extreme, like, dude, we could do this, right. Like, dude, like, we were supposed to just be a cover band, like, we just played a bar.
right. Now, do you play out every weekend?
Most of the time. I think I had this past weekend off, and then I got this upcoming weekend off and get to have some family time. But I think I'm playing almost every weekend in June, and then July, August I try to fill up because I've got more time because we're not in school. But
good point.
But I'll be doing, like I said, I'll be doing rock band camps. So I'm doing rock band camp in Merrimack through their Parks and Rec Mondays and Thursdays, starting in the middle of July, and then Tuesdays we'll be in Manchester doing rock band camp. Then Wednesday we'll be in Pelham doing rock band camp.
Very cool.
And then weekends I'll be playing around and hopefully in between doing some yard work and maybe write a song or two.
Yeah. You got a lot going on, but that's great. Good for you, man. Good for you. Well, we are approaching the end of the show. I'll probably close out the show with one more track from Live at Dusk, the live album with the Stone Road Band. Where was that recorded, by the way?
That was recorded at a music venue in Providence called Dusk. So it was one of our, we played there quite a bit, and it was it was a fun one.
You've also, we should mention too, for people who want to look for it in the archive. You've also, no worries. You've also allergies.
Yeah,
I know I know the pain. For me, it's usually in the morning. Like I wake up and it's a sneeze-a-thon.
Yeah.
But you have been on this station before, not on this show, but you've been on Rob Azevedo's show.
Yes, indeed, my main man Rob. I've been on his show here, and then we did the Pembroke
City Limits.
Limits, which was an absolute blast. He has a really cool setup going on up there.
Oh yeah, I've been there. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, this time of year, of course, he records all the shows there instead of coming to do them here because he does have such a great setup there.
It's a beautiful space, and it's just it's like I'm on the radio right now. You're just in this really cool garage with all sorts of cool stuff all over the place, and just very vibey.
Yeah, absolutely.
This I feel like I've always I grew up a '90s kid, and like I feel like I'm on the Howard Stern show.
Yeah,
I'm on the couch. I got the thing.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Well, I do have a little bit of old school shock jock in me, though.
Oh, okay.
But I've under with the guidance of management here, I've gotten it under control.
Okay, that's good. You got to tame the beast, man.
I've gotten it under control. I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
But I always say, because occasionally somebody will ask me, Matt, what's your goal with your show, or do you have an objective? Is there an agenda? I always say my one goal really with this program is to come in here every day, weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 p.m. and spend 2 hours not getting fired. That's my goal. So far, so good.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
And seriously, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for having me. To be able to do this kind of stuff is a nobody is really cool.
Oh, thanks for coming in and playing for us, man.
Absolutely.
You sound incredible. Oh, do you have anything this weekend? Anything you want to plug as far as shows coming up?
I don't. I'm just enjoying Memorial Day weekend.
Oh,
We're happy birthday again to my brother Sean. He's turning 40, which is bananas. My parents, who I think are listening, they're about to have 4 boys all in their 40s.
Oh, very nice. And you're going to be at the Hop Knot on June 24th.
Yeah.
And and anything you want our listeners to know about where to find you online, social media,
yeah,
whatever?
You can find me at kevinhoranmusic.com. It's got all my information about lessons. It's got all my information about my performance as well. I've got a page devoted to that. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and I tried TikTok, and it freaked me out. I didn't understand it. I couldn't figure it out. I was trying to make all these videos, and I was like, oh my God, I'm spending like 8 hours a day, like making video. I can't, it's too much. It's freaking me out. So
I'm not on there either. Yeah.
It was overwhelming.
We'll see. Well, in what state is it? Is it Montana? If you're in Montana, you can't even use it anymore.
It is. Yeah. I just read that, which is great. Montana's a beautiful place where you should be doing anything but TikTok. You should go to Glacier National Park and get lost.
There you go. All right. Well, Kevin, thank you again so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And if you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. Don't forget, tonight is trivia night at the Hop Knot. And and if you're listening live on Thursday, coming up next after this show is Through the Stage Door, hosted by Rob Dion. And don't forget, be back bright and early, 7 a.m. for the morning show with Peter White. And I will leave you with one more track from the Stone Road Band, Alive at Dusk. This is called Lighten Up. And thanks again, Kevin. And
thank you.
We'll talk at you all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.